What up, everybody? Welcome back. Another song breakdown today. It continues to be nice weather here in Madrid, and I continue to enjoy it from my bedroom because I still got that Rona. Today is going to be a fun one because this is actually one of my favorite songs and one of my favorite rhythms that we're going to be talking about today. The song is called Daleeb, and Daleeb is really the name of the rhythm. This song, like the other ones, as we've seen, is kind of a love song. Most of the songs on this record were love songs, and so could have given it, kind of a name that went with the theme of it. But we called it Daleeb because that's the name of the rhythm. This rhythm is really great. It's in 7/8. It's a 7/8 beat, and is entirely not odd time. It's not an odd time 7/8 at all. The way it's broken down, it's a dance rhythm, very funky. Played at many different tempos, and this will be a fun episode to do because I'm going to talk about sort of the background of the rhythm and go into some variations of it after we finish the song. So let's just go ahead and listen to Daleeb. All right, so that was Daleeb. It's actually pronounced more like Daleeb. Iqa' Daleeb. The Daleeb rhythm. And this is the typical rhythm of especially northern Sudan, by a community called the Shaigiya. Shaigiya. This is the community of North Sudan, northern Sudanese. And now I'm talking about, now that Sudan is two countries, I'm talking about the northern part of what's now Sudan. When Sudan was one country, and you said North Sudan, you're talking about the northern region that has the border with Egypt. And I've heard a lot of this stuff, and you can find a lot of this on YouTube, and I heard it when I traveled to Sudan also. And I hope to go again and hear more. But I've had to content myself mostly with YouTube videos, of which there are a million. And this is a good time to mention that I have a playlist connected to this channel that is just my Tambura playlist, and all the cool videos that I find of lyre playing I put in there. So be sure to check that out too. But in this Shaigiya tradition, this is the rhythm. Just the 7/8 beat, played usually with one lyre player, one guy on drums. He has two drums and dancers, and the lyre player will be singing. And that's it. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's burning fast, and I have different examples of it on that playlist, and I'm always looking for new stuff. And it's a dance beat. That's what I think is so cool about it, is that it's a very funky, groovy dance beat. And I'll cut over now to a couple of the clicks that I have set up when I shed this stuff. When I either play along on the pad, I like to make up some hand exercises in 7 to go along with it. Or basically the click that I also recorded this tune to. But before we do that, I'll just talk a little bit about the background of this tune. This was the first tune. Again, I don't remember at what point in the process we actually recorded it. But it's one of the melodies that I had kind of kicking around for a long time. I've found that happens a lot in the tambur. I discover little riffs or melodies or something that just kind of kick around for a while until I finally until they finally somehow develop into a tune. But this is a great example of using a traditional rhythm, a Sudanese typical rhythm, but with my own melody. And then Ahmed's words on top of it. Ahmed's original words on top of it. And it might have been on this tune, him telling me that one of the most difficult things to do was to write words to a melody that already existed. Typically, melody is set to words, and that's why a lot of these type of songs, when you start to kind of count them out and find the phrases in them, you realize that they're an odd number of bars. They're often an odd number of bars because the melody has to follow the words, the length of the words. Which then, to me, for example, being used to music that's based on 4 and 8 bar phrases and stuff like that, sometimes you get thrown off because things change in the middle of a phrase. And that's sort of how this tune is set up. You know, this tune has kind of 4 bar phrases, and Ahmed had to write on top of that. And it might have been in this tune that he said that was one of the difficult things to kind of get used to. So first of all, before we get into the strumming, I'll just kind of show you the clicks that I have set up for it, and then I'll start breaking down the beat with the drums and the lyre. Okay, so here are 3 clicks. This is 7/8 at 170, which I think is the tempo of the song. So here's the full click. And another click that is a little bit less filled out, that follows more of the clave of this rhythm, because this rhythm does have a clave to it. And it goes like this. And if you just follow that clave, that's where it all sits. And sometimes too, I like to play it just on the downbeats. That's kind of fun as a sort of a pad metronome exercise, to just play on the downbeats. Now let's start actually kind of playing the rhythm to it. I'll leave it on the clave. And here's kind of there's a lot of variations of this beat. But here's the basic subdivision is this. And so within that clave, you can just play around all over the beat. And some of these guys that I've heard that play along with the lyre players have all kinds of syncopation happening, and they're playing like stuff over the bar line and super funky. And sometimes this beat is super burning fast too. I've got a couple videos on my playlist. Actually, the very first video on my Tambura playlist on this channel features, some kind of event. Looks like a wedding or some kind of party. And they're just playing a super burning beat. Actually, let me get that up here on the screen so we can just hear that together. All right, here is the YouTube channel. A little bit outdated banner. Make sure you come here and subscribe to that. youtube.com/Otaak Band. Come here to our playlists. Tambur playlist. Also got the Dope Rhythms playlist, which is fun.
That is so burning. I love this one, man. This is on a channel called Wad the Dabi Tambur, and it's a whole channel of lyre playing, and a lot of it is stuff like this. We hear the drummer with a low and a high tabla, Egyptian style tabla or darbuka, one with a stick, which is the that you hear a lot, and then the right hand or the other hand will be doing those low notes. And they catch all those breaks together and stuff. And then the dancing and one guy playing tambur, and that's it. And the clapping. And while we're at it, I just want to play another one of my favorites, because we'll see some of these elements a little bit clearer.
نحاور مجلس الأملاك وجنب النجمة نتواعد نحنا.
This is Abdurrahim al-Barkal. There's a place in Sudan called Jabal Barkal, I think. Jabal Barkal. I don't know what the relation is, but this is Abdurrahim al-Barkal, and the song is called Ya Rimal Hillitna.
ننسج من خيوط النور على رمل القمر مرقد وينزل للأرض عصفور يترجم بالغنى المشهد وغارم بين سبايب الليل خصل شعرك تكون أسود ويمشي هوانا يتصاعد ويتصاعد ونمشي معاه نتصاعد نكتب في السحاب جواب بتهطل تروي كل بلاد ويزرع ناس حب الغير ويشتلوا في الصحار وداد وتبقى الدنيا واحد خير زمن أفراح وأحلى عياد. روح للروح
I love this song, man. I love the dancing. I love his voice. It's so great. A little bit closer to the tempo of Daleeb, of our tune. And I like this video too because we get to see the elements of this beat a lot closer. We see the drummer with his two drums, and we also get to see the strumming pattern of the player. The right hand is always marking that clave. Check, 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 check. And a lot of times when I watch some of these videos, a lot of these guys, when they play, they don't start on one or anything. They just kind of start playing, and like maybe they start on one, but sometimes it's hard to like hear the beginning of the beat. So then I just watch his hand, and I know that like the 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 1. That's going to be the pattern that's going to lock it all in. So I'm always watching out for that. And here, they were doing it in the first video, but in this video, we can see the clapping pattern too, which is going contra clave, going against the beat. So tak 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 one, tak one, tak one. And you see that in all these like dances, especially there'll always be the guys doing those claps. Sometimes it's on like you could also go ding 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 tak 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 tak. I mean, sometimes you hear that, but more often than not, it's against the clave, like these guys are doing here. So yeah, this is great. So check out, man, the tambur playlist. I got all kinds of stuff here, and there's different rhythms. And anytime I just find, somebody I like, I throw it in this playlist here. So now let's click over back to Logic and start kind of building this beat. I want to push the tempo a little bit. Let's try 185 with the clave. This beat should really have a nice kind of bounce to it. It always seems really bubbly to me. Very bubbly kind of a beat. Now, let's go ahead and put in those claps. Okay, and now we will go ahead and just play a little tambur with it. thing I did in this tune, which I sort of realized later, playing the same riff or the same song, recording it several times without listening to the first one, doing several overdubs without listening to the previous ones, because each time you essentially play the same thing, but there are little kind of things that happen that will be different. It's really impossible to play this instrument the same way twice. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that one time. But I am going to listen to the first one just because I'm not really like playing on the form. See how sometimes you catch the same thing and it makes a nice doubling effect. Sometimes they kind of play off of each other. This recording had 3 overdubs, I think, playing on a different kind of tambour, but that just came out having a really nice tone. I really liked just the drums and tambour on this one. So that was another kind of nod to the typical way that it's played, using the overdub. And I've done this a lot, kind of overdubbing the same riff at different times. Also in this tune, I tried to, as well as doubling the tambura and trying to get that kind of bouncy feeling, I wanted to try and replicate the drums, but it has drum set and stuff. So it started with just the 2 drums. And actually, these were just 2 drums that I wanted to use as a backing track. They were just sitting around the studio, and I put them in as kind of a play-along track, and I ended up keeping them. Then with the drums... claps. And a shaker.
think I really achieved that kind of bubbly type groove. Later on, when we played this tune live, we had bass and guitar, and so the bass had a kind of funky line going on there. And really just grooving on that. So this is such a fun beat to play. And lots of cool drum set variations to do with it. And like just so many different ways to syncopate it and play over the bar line and stuff. This beat is so fun. There is a very, very cool variation of this beat that is typical of the Nubian music from southern Egypt and northern Sudan. And it's called El Kaf, the Kaf rhythm. And it takes this same subdivision that we've been doing and kind of flattens it out and stretches it out a little bit. The downbeats stay the same, but it's got a little bit different swing to it. So when before we were going. So funky. And there you have El Kaf in action. That was from a wedding I attended last year, featuring the twins, the singers Nasser and Mansour, staples of the circuit. And thanks for watching. That's the end of the video. Thanks for being here. Come back next week, maybe 2 weeks, to follow up on the next song from Bejawiya, following kind of the story of Otaak Band. Thanks a lot.